WASCO's aging infrastructure is just one of the many factors hindering the company's efforts to provide a consistent supply of clean water to the populace. According to the CEO, Mrs. Zilta George Leslie, improvements to the network will continue in the coming year.
Addressing our infrastructural deficiencies is an ongoing effort. One must appreciate that some parts of our network have been in place for decades and require frequent maintenance. We are actively working to upgrade these systems, but this is a long-term process and requires investment and time. And I want to reassure you that WASCO is committed to minimizing these interruptions and keeping you informed every step of the way.
Further exacerbating the capacity of WASCO's infrastructure is the damage caused by heavy rains. Production, treatment, and quality manager, Mr. Khalid Vidal, explains why silt buildup in WASCO's intakes leads to an occasional water supply disruption.
WASCO relies on natural water sources to produce potable water. Due to the location of our intakes, with heavy rains, they often become filled with silt and other debris. This reduces the inflow of raw water to our treatment plants and essentially affects our distribution network. Restoring and cleaning these intakes is a complex and time-consuming process, which is essential for maintaining water quality. Once the pumps are switched back on, our water pressure would gradually increase. As a result, residents at higher elevations or those located at the end of the network will experience a delay in their water supply.
But what, if anything, can be done to mitigate the issue of clogged intakes and low pressures? We asked Water Services Manager Mr. Jim King for his views on this.
Nothing can fully prepare us for the silting and clogging of our intakes, especially the intakes in the rural areas. We have to take into consideration that these intakes find themselves in snake-infested areas, hazardous terrain, and difficult to reach areas. Although our teams are working assiduously to improve and deseal these intakes during the rainy season, it will be an ongoing challenge. In the future, WASCO has invested the time and effort to actually try to find new sources of water that can complement the already existing intakes, so that when we are faced with heavy rains and other climatic events, because you know climate change is a serious thing these days, we will be able to depend on these new intakes.
WASCO is calling on all residents to help lessen the impact of low pressures through conservation efforts where possible.
We fully understand the frustration and inconvenience of being without water, and we want to assure you that resolving this issue remains our top priority. As we approach the dry season with less rain, we must adopt conservation practices to preserve our water supply. Simple steps like reporting and fixing leaks, using water-efficient appliances, and watering plants early in the morning or late in the evening make a big difference. We deeply appreciate your patience and understanding and remain committed to keeping you informed as we make progress towards a more permanent solution.
WASCO is encouraging affected consumers to call the customer service departments or control rooms to report faults in their respective areas so that a thorough investigation can be undertaken to determine whether there are other issues to be addressed.